Silver Collective, you've got a golden opportunity on your hands here. Something is just opening up for you on the horizon now. I am perceiving it as this box, like a silver box that's opening up, and a bright light is shining out from within inside it. There is a hopefulness in this collective right now. There's a hopefulness in this box. There's like a I don't know why the word diarrhea is coming through, but maybe that's a extra bit of confirmation for some of you. Um, Excuse me, I had a really big burp after that. Um, yeah, there is a liquidity to your soul that is starting to solidify in something. So I'm seeing like water sloshing back and forth in a cup and then being poured out. So there's this idea of your energy coalescing in this space, and it's being moved back and forth and back and forth and swished around, and then being concentrated and poured onto a single spot. And I'm seeing it being poured onto a single seed that you are starting. This is a starter seed, and you're going to pour and water the seed collective, and it's going to grow and do something fantastic, a fantastic opportunity for you. You need to really lean into this as it's happening. I'm getting this window of opportunity is going to be available to you for 3 weeks. So what that might mean is you have already seen the thing that is relevant to this video. Maybe you're about to see it. Because I do perceive that some of you are in the energy of receiving this now, and some of you are going to be receiving it shortly. But you have a 3-week window on which to act on this. There's something really important. It's going to be very obvious to you. Red licorice, maybe a confirmation. I'm also seeing the Aztec deity Quetzalcoatl, and he's also known as the feathered serpent in Aztec mythology, associated with the sky, change, transformation, wisdom, knowledge. Some people also have linked him to the planetary energy Mercury, or also known as Hermes in Greek mythology, also known as Thoth in Egyptian or Kemetic mythology. So if any of those are resonating for you, that may be extra confirmation there. But yeah, something that's going to seem scary is actually a wonderful window of opportunity. And I just saw my birthday numbers on here. So there's something, this is very special and personal and unique to you, collective. No one else is going to get this opportunity that you have just been given or are just about to be given. This is going to be customized from you, like a love letter sent from the universe. It's going to be so divinely guided, so divine, so perfect, such great timing. You couldn't have planned it better. There's this feeling of hesitancy from you guys though. Like I was expecting a lot of excitement, but there's like this hesitancy, and there is this like pull in my chest. It's almost like this emptiness, this weight, or this sorrow in my heart chakra area of like, I gave so much, so little, too late. Like there's this sort of, maybe it's regret energy. Maybe there's regret energy in this collective over not acting on something sooner, not doing something sooner. Whoa, okay, big clearing in my body on that. So yeah, you're just in divine timing though. You were just in divine timing. You were delayed for a reason. You thought you kept hitting these setbacks because you weren't doing enough. And I'm being urged to admonish you, collectives, that you are always doing more than enough. In fact, you could do less. For some of you, you could really do less, and that would do more. But you are so divinely guided and protected. You have missed deadlines before, and it has stressed you out, but do not worry, because this is a deadline you can't miss. I know I said the window is 3 weeks, but you're not going to miss this opportunity. It's going to happen for you. It's going to happen for you. Manifesting that you smoothly see this transition, because in a month from now, you're not going to recognize who you are. You're not going to recognize who you're standing with, and how you're standing. It's going to just, there's this feeling, this intense feeling of like speechlessness, of unrecognizability. You might be blowing up like on social media. You might be blowing up like at work, like something about your name in starlight. Like there is an eagerness and yet such a sadness to this collective. I think you guys have had to carry some weight inside you for so long that is really weighing on your soul. And as I'm digging into your energy in this reading, it's like revealing things to you that you were too scared to admit to yourself. And I'm seeing 444 on my timer as I say that. So like you're scared to admit how special you are. You're afraid that admitting you're special means like other people won't be special, or that other people will look down on you for it. And the truth is that we're all special in different ways. You happen to be special in the way that is relevant for this collective, which is leadership. You are leaders. You are creative, innovative thinkers and leaders. You're artists, like platform managers, entrepreneurs, independent thinkers. That is this collective. That's the energy of it. And if you guys are not in those careers, guess what? Guess where you're going to be? I hear 5 years from now. So some of you within the next 5 years, you're going to be in that field. Even if you're in a completely different one right now, you're going to find yourself in that field one way or another because your energy doesn't lie. The fact that you're here in this collective reading, that means that you're riding this current of energy that we're all riding on here. Okay, so you're part of this collective. Sit down, buckle up, have a boba, and get ready for some fun, and hopefully a little bit of trauma healing too, because I think this collective needs that. And I just looked down, and it's 555, which is the numbers of change that I'm seeing on there. The 4s I usually associate with protection, and the 5s are change. So you've got some big change coming in. I hear a windfall. You're going to have some money coming your way. And I'm seeing 333 for the physical time that is here, that I'm recording. And excuse me, having another confirmation verb. Give me a moment. Excuse me. Wow. Okay. That energy movement in you, collective, was so intense just right now. I lost my train of thought. I lost my channeling thought. I'm going to have to re-find it. So give me a moment. I'm just going to pick up wherever spirit wants me to pick up at. Okay. I'm seeing a jet ski. So imagine you're on a jet ski and you're surfing along and spirit is pulling the boat. What spirit is emphasizing to me is that when you're on this jet ski, like, spirit is pulling you out to deeper waters, right? And so you're on this jet ski thinking that you're about to take off on your own. But how this jet ski is like set up is that you can't use it till you get to water of a certain depth. And this boat is towing you out, like tugging you out to like a big lake. And you want to just use your jet ski right from the shore. But the problem is there's so many people swimming and there's so many little wildlife critters around that you would disturb them all. You can't use the full force of your jet propulsion in this area because it would be a disturbance for everyone. It would like cause mayhem. So there's a reason why you haven't been able to get something off the ground. I'm hearing like you've been wanting to go full throttle into this thing and like drop your jet ski and show everyone how you can move, how you can shake the water and how fast you can go, but you haven't been able to do it because you've been on a leash from spirit. Spirit's like, no, I'm going to take you out to deeper water so you can do that. And quite literally, a lot of you may have felt like you've been in deeper waters because that's exactly where spirit is showing me they have taken you. And you've been getting farther and farther from shore and saying, spirit, is this far enough? Is this good enough? Like, I'm crying, I'm sweating, I am sunburned, I'm about to throw up, I'm exhausted, like, I should just go home at this point. I don't even want a jet ski anymore. And spirit's kind of wagging their finger like, too late. Yeah, you're here now. You're mine. So, yeah, there's this energy of commitment. Like, you committed to a path. You told spirit to take you there and spirit is doing it, but you didn't anticipate how far. I hear into Antarctica that this trip is taking you, but basically this trip feels like it's taking you to the center of the earth. It feels like it's taking you up to the North Pole. Like, this feels like the longest trip you have ever been on. And all you keep seeing is that shore getting farther and farther away till you can't really even see the shore. And now all you see is just deep water around you and there's no one else, no other boats, no other jet skis. And you're like, this seems unnecessary. Why is no one else out here? If I'm supposed to be this far out, shouldn't there be other people? And spirit is saying like, no, I've specifically, deliberately dropped you off here at this point in the water so that you won't disturb anyone else and so that everyone will know what wake is yours. Specifically, spirit is saying, I want everyone to know what wake is yours. So the ripple effect, the impact that you're having, it's going to be isolated and completely unique to you. And I'm getting some chills on this one. No one is going to be able to mistake the ripple effect that your actions are causing, because I'm hearing spirit say that they're tired of other people taking credit for your wake. Like when you were surfing with other people or jet skiing with other people, like others would look around and be like, oh no, like that jet ski over there, that's the one we got the good wave from. Because I'm seeing people body surfing on the wave. So almost like at one point in time, you were producing something like an energetic wave or impact that was benefiting other people. And you weren't like specifically doing it to benefit other people always, maybe some of you were, but it's just like the, excuse me, another confirmation burp. It's just that the impact of you is so powerful that other people were benefiting off of that. And so you're just tra la la, do do do, running around doing your thing on this jet ski, and it's creating those waves, right, on the lake surface. And the people that are swimming or that are on the little paddle boards and stuff are delighted because they're like, oh my God, look at this free energy we're getting. Oh no. I'm seeing some people that were literally like feeding off of your energy. Yeah, but you don't know it because you send your energy out and you think nothing of it. You're like, I got gas in the tank. I'm not worried about it. I'm not trying to ration how many waves I'm making, right? Because you see your energy as waves, purely physically, spiritually, energetically, emotionally. Like you see it that way. You don't see it as a finite resource. You look at it as you're just moving the ripple current of space and time and reality. Like, I hope that makes sense to you, but that's how I'm getting you guys view your energy. You don't view it like a limited resource. You kind of view it like love. Like it's not a limited resource. It's replenishable. But Spirit is urging you to take more accountability for your actions, because some people are not crediting you properly. Like those people should have thanked you for that wave. Those people should have been like, oh my gosh, collective, like you did so great. Thank you for that wave. You made my day so fun. But instead, I see them going up to other jet skis that weren't even as powerful as you or weren't even doing much. And they go, oh, you must have done this wave. Thank you, kind soul, kind spirit. This is so great and so wonderful. And I'm seeing some of those other jet skis took credit for that thing that you did. And they're like, oh yeah, it's no problem. Like seeing some buff guy just like, yeah, it's whatever. I just do my thing. Just so glad you could enjoy it. Just someone taking credit for your work. And then I see some jet skis kind of moving away and being like, I don't know what you're talking about. And everyone's swarming these other people, but they're not coming to you. And it's because your demeanor is like so calm. They didn't think that you would have caused such a ruckus. They didn't think you had the power to move things like that. Does that make sense? So they kind of underestimated you a bit. They didn't think to credit you with this nice thing. They went to other people. So that's why Spirit is dragging you way the heck far out into this middle of this. It feels like an ocean, but it's a big lake. In your mind, maybe you see it as an ocean, and is isolating you from people because Spirit's like, no one is going to be able to deny the impact your waves make now. Like you're going to make a tsunami. And now Spirit is showing me how powerful your jet is. And oh my goodness, it is so powerful, you guys. Like you could not rock this ish near the shore. Like I see now, like Spirit must have upgraded your boat, or you guys must have upgraded your boat. Something has changed here because your boat is so big, so magnetic, so energetic and powerful. It is making these massive, massive waves. And because of the depth of the ocean, the waves don't look as big where you're at. It's almost like when you have like a doll-sized spoon in a doll-sized house, right? Or if you have like a human-sized spoon in a human-sized house, it all seems proportionate, right? But the fact is you're in this deep, 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 big blue ocean kind of water. And back on the shore, it's much, 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 much more shallow and thin. So by the time these waves make it all the way back to shore, everyone's like, is it Poseidon out there? Because this is insane. This is crazy. We've never seen waves like this. I see people taking surfboards and riding these waves. I see like whole competitions happening and people doing cameras and the lights flashing and people are laughing and there's awards. Like people are super benefiting off this energetic wave and impact that you're sending out. And then, so I see you making all of this effort, making all these, literally making waves. So again, starlight energy here. Like you guys are going to be making massive, massive waves, this collective. Then you come back to shore and you tone down your waves, right? So you can approach other people. And now other people actually recognize you. They're like, oh my gosh, you have a big jet ski. No one else could have made these waves. It has to have been you, right? And you don't even feel the need to tell them like, hey, all those other times that I made waves, you guys didn't credit me. I want that credit. Like you don't even need to say that because your waves speak for themselves. I'm feeling this kind of like, like this little bit of regal haughtiness from you guys, which is honestly well-deserved because you're finally being recognized for your attributes. You're finally being recognized for your contributions to society. And that's so exciting for you guys. Like it is a tremendous journey you have been on and you're just glad to be rid of it, honestly. Because you you do it for the people, you do it for the pleasure, you do it for the pursuit, you do it for the joy. But at the end of the day, you do it because you're you. I'm getting that very strongly. You are a collective that does things because you're you. You don't even care if you know like what your quote unquote mission is. If it feels right to you, you're going to do it. Even if no one else like says, oh, I'm going to do the right thing. Like a lot of people I'm seeing skip over the little things that you do, like putting a shopping cart away or, taking back like the loan book that you took out. Like I'm just seeing you be principled and disciplined with things that other people are really lax on, and you just never get credit. Collective, you never get credit for these good things that you do. So I want to give you credit for those because you have so many good deeds out there uncredited to your name, and the fact that you have been so humble and not corrected people, not demanded that you get credit for it. Like the universe has seen that and been like, this is what true generosity is. Because you have also recognized that when people lie for affirmation, like people pretend to take ownership of something good that was done, it's because they're hurting inside. It's often because they are embarrassed, they're ashamed, they feel a lack of willpower and self identity and self concept. And so they leech and piggyback off other people because they feel so decrepit inside. And I'm not saying this to like have a pity party for these people, but I'm just humanizing them because we're all humans here, right? The stage that they're at in their journey, they're really beaten down. And in 5 years, they could be like, quote unquote, the most spiritual person you know. But we, as I always say, we meet people when they are, not who they are, right? So we never know who a person is. We only know when they are. And so when you're meeting these people in that moment, that's the energy they're in, which is codependent on other people's success. That's coming through very strongly. So you have had a history of people codependent upon your success. They have capitalized on your success. They've gained from your success, and you have been pushed down in their efforts to gain more success at your expense. But spirit is literally removing you from that situation. And I see that spirit drag you down to the depths of Hell to do this. And you were like, why, spirit? Why? Why have you taken me out to the middle of nowhere? No one understands me. No one's been here before. I don't know where I am. How am I going to swim? What if I fall off my boat? What if I don't have enough gas in my boat? What if it dies? What if this? And spirit is like, stop. I have you on the tow line. You're not going to die. You're not going to drown. I've towed you out this way. I can tow you back again if needed, but I don't need to do that because you're good. You Gucci, you got this. Spirit has always believed in you from the beginning. You were tasked with this because spirit believed in you so big. I'm hearing the phrase Boku bucks, like spirit believed in you big time. I'm hearing that also that meme that was like, God gives his greatest tasks to his strongest warriors or something like that. And, you know, there's all these spin-offs of that. But like sorry, there's some people that are chatting excitedly outside so that people may also start to be buzzing and talking about you. Like, I think I mentioned that earlier, but there's energy of like socialization and people paying attention and being happy around you. So that is coming in for you. Confirmation, I will say for sure. Anyway, collective, you've got so many good things coming your way, and spirit just wants you to trust them on the stage of your journey, because I'm seeing you, spirit has towed you out all the way, and now spirit is finally like towing you back in, like letting you go back in. They're guiding you for a bit, and then you're just kind of letting it rip. Okay, you're going to have to rely on your self-discipline, on your routines, your structure, your organization. You're going to have to fall back on that now. Spirit is going to cut the line very, very soon, and you're just going to be sort of free falling, right? You're going to be free to travel the ways as you want to. And this is the freedom you wanted. Remember this, you asked for this freedom. But you aren't like saying goodbye to spirit forever. You're still in contact with spirit. It's just like you finally have agency in your life. Like I almost could cry. You have control for once in your stupid life that everyone has always told you what to do. You finally have control. You finally get a say. You get to determine if you go left or right. You get to determine if you go left, up or down, if you go straight or backwards or slower or faster, or you take a jump. You can sail with the dolphins if you want. I don't give two flying Fs. You can do whatever you want. And this is a freedom like none of you have ever known. And it makes me so sad because there is such purity in this collective. There is such wholesomeness, such a genuine desire to do good and to help the world. It has been stomped all over by pieces of, I won't even say, human beings, you know, people who literally, they could have reached down and extended a pinky to lift you, but they stomped instead on you with their entire body weight. I could punch them for that. Like, that's what I'm feeling for you, collective. So, yeah, just lean to your strengths now, because you're about to have that line cut and you're going to be free falling. I'm hearing that song that's says I'm free falling. Yeah, that one. I forget the name of it, but yeah, you're going to be on your own, and it's going to be in a really exciting way. Imagine spirits watching you from the sky. You got, Poseidon underneath you. You got Aphrodite rising up in the ocean. You got Neptune. You got Zeus in the sky. You've got Hera. Like there's a lot of Greek god and goddess energy coming through for this collective. So yeah, and also I can't forget Apollo, of course. On a bright sunny day, of course Apollo is going to be there. So yeah, you just have so much beautiful energy coming collective. Dolphins may be significant for you because I am seeing you. There's so much happiness. Again, I could almost cry. I'm seeing these dolphins like surfing the waves with you, and you on this jet ski, just and it's like it's this interesting feeling of you going up and down in your life, but for once it's actually fun. For once you can actually find the rhythm in your up and down, and you can find joy in the down just as much as you do the up. In fact, you may almost prefer the down moments in your life because you like buckle down. You're like, oh, I know I'm going up after this. Like there's this excitement where in the past, usually it just felt like this endless dragging of down, 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 down. You never knew when you're coming up again. But this, it's like you have control over the up and down, and the ups and downs are determined by how big a sort of waves you're generating, right? Like excuse me, more confirmation burp, more solar plexus healing for you guys. I'm feeling just listening to this message. I'm feeling you guys get empowered and excited for this. Again, you're in control of this collective. You get to decide left, right, up, down, slow, fast, jump, not. You could even sail out deeper blue waters if you want. You could even sail to the other side of this lake collective. That's how much gas is in your tank right now. And spirit will be with you 100%. So you can return to shore if you want. You can return to those people. You can return to the accolades. You can get the praise. You can see how people have benefited from what you have to say. You could tap in and sort of ground back in, root in, and walk on that beach and hear all the stories of what happened while you were making all those waves out in the world, and just kind of listen, because some people won't recognize you on sight, and you'll just kind of get to hear yourself being talked about on the periphery. But collective, I am sensing another opportunity for you. You could take that jet ski and you can fly way the fuck I can't say that. You can fly way the F out. Sorry. I do like to swear, and I sometimes have it slip through a little bit. So I'm sorry, collective. You just go way the heck out to the other side of this lake, because you don't even know what's out there, do you? You don't even know what's on the other side of this lake. I hear like you're born on this lake. You were born around this lake, and you don't even know where the other end of it is. You don't even know what lies at the end. You can go to any side of this lake. Yeah, it's just like this really emotional moment of you realizing what true freedom is. True freedom is not just the ability to come and go as you please to your original point, to your point of origin. It's also the ability to explore. That's true freedom. You can go wherever your heart desires, collective. And I'm feeling this is going to be such a weight of responsibility for you because you've never had this opportunity before. And it's like, it's so sad to think of all the things you could have done in your life if you had this sooner. But I promise you, collective, you were humbled sooner so that you would not abuse this ability, because your ability to create energetic waves and impact in the way that you do is scary. And in the wrong hands, that could be really damaging for the wrong people. As you can see in the world right now, there are people who are able to make waves just like you do, collective, just like you're about to. And they use that power not for good. They use it for evil. They use it to profit themselves exclusively on the backs of other people. Everyone else pays the price for their desires, and they get all this pain and suffering. That's a whole other conversation I don't even want to go into. So the lessons you had to humble you were for you to understand the magnitude of your power, collective. If you had not been through what you've been through, and I'm just seeing 333. This is like the second time I'm seeing 333. Another 333. I'm at 33% battery, and it's on the third. Earlier it was 833 here, and then it's the third. So on my iPad, I've seen multiple sets of threes for you guys. So it's really, really, really important. Yeah, it's just so important. Anyway, back to what I was saying. That you humbled yourself, because you think that you're humble now. You think you've been through a lot now, but I promise you, if you hadn't been through that, you would have handled this power differently, because not everyone can handle the kind of power you're being given that is being activated within you. You've got DNA strands that were sleeping. You have dormant DNA being activated right now. Was it ribonucleus or something? Is that phrase coming through? Yeah, you've got stuff activating coming online that is so powerful. It hasn't been seen in your bloodline for generations, because there's been a lot of efforts through modern civilization, I'll just say, to suppress abilities like the ones that you have. And it doesn't have to be seeing dead people. That's not the only spiritual gift. There's a lot of very spiritual gifts that are surfacing in this collective. I'm seeing fours, 3 4s on my timer as I say this. You're gonna have a gift for art. You're gonna have a gift for intuitive channeling. You may not necessarily channel spirits or from spirit like I do in the same way, but you have an ability to channel to others with the words that you speak. Your words are so powerful and impactful, collective. You don't even know. You're gonna write stories that people are going to sing about for generations. Like your story is going to change lives. Your words are going to change lives. You have an encounter with someone at the grocery store and you think nothing of it. You have changed the course of that person's life for the rest of history. That person will never be the same after that one-off conversation. This has happened so many times for you. You don't even remember all the people you have just been there for. And I'm feeling all this emotion. You have been there for so many people, and there have been so few people there for you. And you have always just given that kindness out to the world because you understood what it was like to live without that. And so you're like, hey, if I can do it, it doesn't cost me anything for a smile. I'm hearing that, like, it costs nothing to smile. Good manners cost nothing. And you're just so kind and generous and giving, collective. And you think that's the way everyone should be and that it's easy, but it's not easy because this world is so hard and will beat you down. And you see the results of this world is that people who are bullied often become bullies. But you chose not to become a bully. You chose to become, like, again, getting emotional. You chose to become kinder and sweeter in the face of all of that. And you said, like, I'm not going to let this world harden me. Even though it wants me to be really hard, inside, I'm going to remain in my softness. I'm going to remain gentle because in a cruel world, like, it needs this version of me more than ever. So there's just all this emotion coming through for you guys, collective, of like, it's finally paying off for you. It's working out for you. And this is how I know your words are going to be so impactful because me just channeling for you guys, me just tapping into your energy, I am moved. I am so moved by you guys, collective. Like, it's crazy. Don't measure yourself in terms of like, did I write that book? Did I make that movie? Did I debut as a celebrity? Did I go to this island? Did I do this thing for work? Don't measure yourself in terms of physical tasks. You need to measure yourself in terms of energetic tasks. Like, keep an energetic journal. Do things like, did I practice spiritual hygiene today? Like, did I take a nice shower? Did I do a salt cleansing bath? Did I spray myself with some nice smelling perfume or oils or protective stuff? Did I light a candle and enjoy a little like cozy moment? If you guys have heard of hygge, it's like HYGGE, I believe. It is a method of keeping your place cute and cozy and inviting and having small little rituals. It's like a Scandinavian thing. Anyway, you should look into that because I'm getting you guys need to make your space really cozy. Something about adding in soft fabrics and soft materials will be really helpful. There's so much pleasure in this collective waiting to happen. There's so much joy. Like, you guys have just been this seed that has just been germinating and absorbing water and living in the dirt and surviving and thriving despite it. And you're finally getting to shoot your first like stalk up, your first leaf up. It's like an onion. Like, you're finally beginning to grow and there's so many layers to you and it's all just coming up now, right? So yeah. Collective, you can go anywhere and you can do anything you want to do. I still need to tell you that. I don't think many people have told you that in your life. And if they have, I don't think that you've believed them. But you can really do anything and be anyone you want to be. And that's not something I channel for most collectives, for most people. It's very rare that comes through. Most people are too held back by their limited belief programming. Too many people are basically matrix coded. Like, they're too clued into I got to work this 9 to 5. I got to grind. I got to have this many jobs. I got to get this degree. I have to take on this debt. I have to play this game with the credit score. So many people are caught up in this, collective. The true wealthy know that people are just like kind of basically raised to operate like factory workers. And I don't want to be getting too much into that because I know a lot of that is my opinion. But yeah, I just feel like you guys are independent free thinkers, and that's exactly why you're going to be rewarded. You were punished for this kind of thinking in your youth, like when you were younger and when you're trying to fit in at school and at work and at parties, social events. People didn't like the way that you fit in because the way that you fit in was to show that they stood out in a bad way. Does that make sense? It's like you show up to a party and you're like, oh, I don't drink, but you guys are welcome to. And then everyone hated you for it. They're just like, God, you're such a buzzkill. Like, why'd you even bother coming here if you're not going to drink and indulge like we do? And then you maybe try and have a social drink, but it's really not agreeing with your body and you're just doing it to make them happy. And it doesn't even make them happy. Collective, I'm seeing that you have pacified yourself, or you've taken alcohol, or I'm hearing like substances or drugs sometimes, just to pacify other people. This could be pharmaceutical drugs even. Maybe people told you you weren't totally right in the head. And so you got on prescription medications because you let these people convince you that you weren't, and you were too ashamed to say otherwise. And you're like, you know what? Yeah, maybe there is something wrong with me. And I just feel all this shame in you of like not being good enough, being too different, being too weird, not fitting in, right? And you're just kind of beating yourself up over it. And you just like taking these medications, or you take this alcohol, or you do this drug, or you do this whatever. And the substances, whatever your substance of choice was, and it can be even things besides this. Maybe you were like reading fan fiction, you know what I mean? Or maybe you were gaming a lot. You sunk yourself into this substance as a way to escape, because this world was just so cruel. And this world never saw you the way that you wanted to be seen. And so you escaped into places that could see you the way that you felt you wanted to be seen. You may have sometimes seen yourself as like the hero of a story. Like when you read these different, like either YA novels or adventure novels and play these games and stuff like that, maybe you saw yourself as that hero, as that character. And so it was really cathartic and enjoyable for you to release expectations of yourself and like finally get something right for once. That's what's coming through. I just wanted to get something right for once. And you just really loved that feeling of just feeling like you were understood, like you figured it out and you were understood. Because at the end of the day, a game can be really simple. Like a game has rules and a game has objectives and goals, and life doesn't have that, because you are Collective. I'm getting you're in an open world game right now, baby. You have unlocked creator mode. If you guys play Minecraft, you know what that is. Creator mode is you can manifest anything that you want, unlimited quantities of it. You can go wherever you want. No one's checking in on you. Curfews don't matter. Monsters at night, who cares? You can just fly up into the sky. That doesn't even apply to you anymore. Hunger, what's that? Doesn't exist. Okay? That's the kind of like manic energy I'm getting from you guys. Like that's what's being unlocked very soon. And again, I'm being reminded of that like 3-week window of something that's coming up. You have to make a decision on something. You have to push through these scary waters and make the decision. It's the right decision for you. I'm being told to tell you, what the decision is. You're just scared to make it. This may be a decision you've thought about for years and you've put it off because you thought, I can't do it. Maybe it's quitting your 9-to-5. Maybe that's the scariest thing you've ever done or thought of doing. And you're like, how can I afford to do that? Maybe you have kids and you're like, how could I possibly do this? I have this, I have that. Excuse me. Another confirmation burp. You're just thinking my life will be totally different. Yeah, collective. That's the point. That's why I hear spirit saying there's like, yeah, collective, that's the point. It should be totally different. You're totally not where you should be right now. You've been trying to make a go of it, doing what the world tells you to, instead of listening to the world that's in your heart. Your heart is the whole world. You're the whole point. You're the hero of this story. And you have to start making choices, like your character creation choices actually mattered. Okay. This is not a stagnant storyline. This is open world, baby. You go wherever you want to. You do side quest if you want. Heck, make that side quest your main quest. Do it for 3 years if you want. I'm getting for some of you, there's a side quest you've been wanting to do. You can do that for 3 years before you even progress to your quote unquote main quest. So maybe there's some big thing you've been wanting to do, but there's also this smaller venture you've been wanting to undertake. Spirit's like, this is your permission. Your go ahead. Just do it. If you want to open up a small business, do that for a little while, then open up your big one. Do it. If you want to gain skills, like do that certificate course, that self-paced, self-taught certificate course, do it. You want to buy that book and teach yourself how to, I don't know, I hear like do electrical engineering or plumbing or something, do it. Whatever you have been avoiding because you're afraid it won't make money, stop right now. Stop right there and realize what you're afraid of. You don't even know if that's true or not. Okay. You're just afraid that it won't work out, but what if it does work out? What if it do? What will you do then, collective? Fear is often the greatest indicator that we are on the right path, because we are afraid of changing what our nervous system knows. We are afraid of charting into uncharted territory, because you're going to be making a map, collective. You're going to be taking notes. You're going to be doing all these beautiful things. You're going to look back and realize, dang, I was a cartographer this whole time. I had no clue. And it's going to shock and amaze you. It's going to shock and amaze everyone. You're going to come back from this lake trip, collective. Everyone's going to be like going in, settling down because it's dusk, it's sunset. Yeah, more like dusk, it's night, and people are pulling all the boats in, all the kids are in and stuff like that. You pull up to this big lit cabin where everyone is. You come in, everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, where were you?" And you're like, "I got a story for you." And then they got like little fire and stuff in there. And so you sit down. Everyone wants to hear your story, collective. I'm hearing everyone wants to hear where you've been. Everyone wants to hear how you lived. 444 again on my timer. Everyone wants to hear about you, collective. You're depriving the world of hearing about you by playing small, by downplaying your abilities, and by not going where you're meant to go. You are doing a disservice to yourself and the entire world by playing small. You think working your 9 to 5 is going to get you where you need to be? No. Working that 9 to 5 is going to suppress you. It's going to mess up your messaging. You've learned everything you need to learn from it. Yes, you were supposed to be in the 9 to 5 or the traditional life path, where however, take that however it resonates for you. You're supposed to be in that traditional life path for a while so you could learn how, I'm hearing how effed up it is. So you could learn how bad it is. You are like a spy. You're like a secret agent. You were sent undercover to learn the matrix, to learn all this stuff in here and understand how the world works. You're sent to learn empathy and to understand how life operates. Like, how is it that people turn cruel? Why are people cruel? Why are they mean? Why do people get down and depressed? Why do people get sad? Why do they get angry? You're sent to learn all those things, collective, because guess what? Once you understand those things, once you've been human, you can understand other people and have empathy for them, and you can walk them through their pain. And you no longer need to hold space for them in the sense of, here, take my energy vampire. You can teach them how to heal themselves. And that's going to be the big shift for you, collective. The big change is you're no longer healing others for what they've done to you. You're teaching others how to heal themselves. And this is putting the onus right back on them. Because guess what, baby? Remember how deep spirit dragged you out into that water to raise you up and set you up for the place you ought to be? Spirit is going to do exactly the same to them in a different way. A lot of people are going to be put through some trials by fire, if you know what I'm saying, to understand the impact and the consequence their energy has had on you. So, hey, some people learn their lessons early in life, some in the middle, and some on the later end. And it's really tough to learn the lessons in your first, 30-ish years or something like that. But 30, 40 years. But like, hey, at least it's over. By the time you get to your midlife, you can actually start enjoying things because you've learned so much. Collective, you can just fill so many books, I feel, with everything that you've learned. Maybe that's something you should look into, publishing an ebook or pursuing something like that. Some of you are authors, some of you are screenwriters, some of you are playwriters, some of you are lyrical and good with music and poetry. There's so much creative potential here, collective. Some of you are artists of different mediums too, not just paint, but like, collective, you got to let yourself shine. Ask yourself, could anyone else do what I'm doing right now? Okay. Ask yourself that genuinely, like for your day job, and then think about what would truly make you happy. If you did not get paid money or actually, you know what? Let's say you get FU money. Like you get money so much, you never have to worry about anything. Like you get $1 million every day. Like, I don't know. I'm just going to throw an absurd amount out there. So money, not even an issue for you. What would you do with your time, collective? That's what you should be doing now. You should be looking into that. You need to pursue that passion. Your passions are not always an indicator that you'll do it for the rest of your life too. So don't be hard on yourself for that. Your passion is simply an indicator of that's your next step. Okay. So just keep following the trail. Like stars in the sky, just keep following and you're going to make a constellation, collective, and it's going to be so beautiful. Don't get caught up on if you can sustain it forever or do it forever. Just trust the next star is going to appear for your constellation, the next one and the next one. By the end of it, you're going to have a Big Dipper. Or you're going to have Orion's belt. You're going to have Cassiopeia. You're going to have all sorts, collective, but you can't do that if you cling to this one dying star. That star is not for you anymore, and that star is going to implode. I'm hearing if you do not get your tuchus underneath you and start kabootin', you are going to be kicked out of the physical reality that you're in a I'm hearing violent, but like not agreeable way. And I'm not saying that to like forecast doom and gloom, to clarify. It's just like it's going to be very abrupt. You're going to start basically not vibing with people around you. You're probably going to find like suddenly work is harder. Suddenly people don't treat you the same. Suddenly you're having problems with like your significant other or your kids or, traveling around. You might run into bad instances, right? Like your luck is just going to feel like it worsens until you're doing what you should be doing, because your higher self literally is cheering for you to do what your soul is calling you to do. And as you delay, the longer you delay in doing what your soul is calling for you to do, the more angry your higher self's going to be. Like, come on, let's get the show on the road. Like, imagine your higher self has tickets to see you do a certain thing by a certain age, and you're approaching that age and you still haven't even started doing the thing for that age. Your higher self's going to be like, send me a reminder. And just like send down some reminder. Okay, they didn't get the message. Make it blunter. And I'm seeing like a tornado come ripping through. It's like, I told you to move from there. I just had to send a tornado because you weren't getting the message. Now you have no home to go back to. You got to rebuild somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So don't wait until spirit is kicking you out of your reality to move to your better, higher timeline. Okay. Go ahead and just get there right now. Leave while the leaving is still pretty good. Get while the getting is still pretty good. And don't worry about the details. Like, I'm hearing sometimes you're really detail oriented and focused on the particulars. Do not even worry about that right now. Just keep making an effort. Just keep making your Herculean efforts every day. I know you guys are cleaning. I know you guys have this spring cleaning energy, even though we are deep, deep into summer. We're almost at the end of summer, which is crazy to say. I don't even want to say that out loud. But you guys are purging like you have never purged before in your life. I'm talking emotions, feelings, thoughts, dreams, closet items, things on the wall. I'm seeing so much being put into bags and put out to the street. I'm seeing so much go to like Goodwill and stuff. So much being given to friends and family. And there's like waves of abundance coming into you for this too, because it is time, collective. It is time to exchange your energy for something better. It is time to get value for the energy you have put out into the world, because collective, you have put out so much energy into the world. You don't even understand. You don't even know, but the ocean remembers, okay? Bodies of water remember. If you ever have an issue, just go to a body of water and tell it. Tell it to the sea, tell it to the mountains, tell it to the air, tell it to the trees, right? The oceans and on all these biomes, they always remember. So every bit of energy you have put out into the world, every intention, good, bad, otherwise, the world remembers it. Okay. And Earth is ultimately running the show here. Like, Earth is the ultimate supervisor. And so the Earth remembers you. The Earth wants you to succeed. So if you even feel for a moment that no one's in your court, just remember planet Earth is like totally vying for you right now. I have major Gaia energy in this collective at this moment. With this like renewal, rebirth sort of theming happening of like you finally stepping into your power. Gaia is so happy because she's like, great, finally you can make some movement. Because she's like, your fruit is so good when it's sitting on the tree, but it's totally useless to the rest of the world. Like let yourself be harvested or turned into jam or jelly, or be frozen and put in packs, or let people eat you and let your energy be recycled so you can be used and you can return here again. That's kind of the energy of Mother Gaia right now. Sort of silly. But yeah, this has turned into a much longer channeling than I meant, so I'm just going to cut it there because I feel like I could just keep channeling for you guys. So if you do want more messages like this, like I always say, please like, comment, and subscribe to this, because seeing your energetic signature really helps me to target into these specific threads of energy for the Silver Collective and to give more specific messages. It also helps this message to reach more people, because I'm hearing this is going to be a pretty big collective at some point. But yeah, the more soul tribe, soul fam you are surrounding yourself with, the better, right? So the more of you that gather and make comments and stuff, you can relate to each other in the comments. You can see, oh my gosh, someone gets this story. Collective, there's nothing like being validated on your journey. And I cannot emphasize this enough. There are so few people who can truly understand the depth of your journey. You've gone through so much of your life being misunderstood. So I highly recommend you to either engage, with the comments, or just read the comments that other people put and just feel affirmed. You are so valid. You are so seen. You are so loved. And this world would be worse off without you in it. So I'm really happy you're here. I'm sorry you went through all that, but I'm really happy you're here on a selfish note. So thank you for letting me channel for you as always. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. One last thing, I am seeing a sign that you guys should check in with your spirit guides. I saw 333 on my timer, as well as 911. And when I see 911, that's usually my cue to like check in with my spirit guides. So do go ahead and check in with your spirit guides and make sure you're not working yourself too hard through all this, okay? So, okay, hopefully that's not too much messaging. Love you guys. Till next time, bye.